Carice here from Hot 702.5 FM in Las Vegas. Get ready to experience basketball like never before. The historic National Pro-Am Championship Tournament, hosted by Delaware Sports Foundation and the HBCU Basketball Association, is taking center stage at the Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, from April 25th through the 28th in 2024. It's more than just a tournament. It's a basketball extravaganza. Witness top-tier athletes, electrifying matchups, and slam dunk moments that will leave you breathless. Come see who will take home the trophy and first place prize of $100,000. But that's not all. We're shining a spotlight on small businesses. If you are a local business looking for exposure, seize this opportunity to be featured with our TV partners. Email chbcuba.com and ashaw@thehbcuba.com, and let your business shine alongside the thrilling basketball action. Save the dates and join us for an unforgettable experience. The National City Leads Pro-Am Championship, where the love for basketball meets the pulse of the city. Don't just hear about it, be a part of it. April 25th through the 28th, 2024 at the Doolittle Community Center. Visit hbcuba.com to get your tickets now and let the excitement begin.
I knew better than that, and I still did it. Let me make sure. Can I hear you in this microphone?
1, 2, 1, 2.
2 or 3? One more time for me.
1, 2, 1, 2.
There we go. See, now we got action. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I have a guest today, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful Wednesday, as we do so well. I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. What's going on today?
Well, my name is Pearl McCall. Been out here about 7 years now. Moved out here from LA. Came out here to pursue bartending and potentially didn't expect to actually get back into sports. Haven't done sports in about 10 years since I got injured at 24.
I heard a rumor that you were getting ready to compete in the Olympics,
Yeah, I actually was. At the time, I was getting ready to train for hurdling in the Olympics.
Oh.
So I did figure skating and Hapkido, which is a Korean martial arts, and I did track year-round growing up.
It took me all the way till I was like 20 years old, 19, to go ice skating. And do you know my only reason why I didn't go? Is because I always thought that if I fell, somebody's skates was going to chop my fingers off.
You know how many times I get that, though? People freak out every time. They're like, they don't want their hands cut. They don't want to get cut in their knees. And I'm just like, only if you do what we went through.
I salute anyone that can do that because, I love it for fun. But as a sport, there's so much more into it. So, kudos to you on that. That's definitely something to, have a tool on your tool belt that you definitely don't want to forget about. You know what I mean? Me personally, I have always stayed against sports, not in a way of like dislike, because I like to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I was always that kid that I wanted something more than a ball to make me successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to have to rely on the sports alone, because again, if it was anything, it was probably going to be basketball for me. Football, I think they just might break me. I ain't built for that one.
It depends on the
right.
position,
Water boy. Yeah. Right, I could be water boy. No, I'm just being funny. But with me being that, I always wanted to find a way that what if I did play sports and it didn't work, right? What then? Right, so I always wanted to just be in the books a little bit too. Do I regret it a little bit though? In like high school and middle school, I do, because I feel like I would have had a lot more fun, and I think I wouldn't have been so antisocial as a youth. If I got into a sport or something with a team effort. How long? I don't know if you mentioned it and I didn't hear it. I'm so sorry. How long have you been figure skating for?
I did it for 11 years.
11 years.
I went to regionals twice and nationals 4 times. I was a hardcore competing. I started at 6 years old
Oh.
But when I started competitively, it was at 7. So from 7 all the way up to 17, I was doing literally competing throughout all of California.
Oh, okay. So you got that dog in you. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I will say out of all 3 sports, figure skating plays a big part in who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like it created the type of character I wanted in life. Because like a lot of times, like outside of just figure skating, we were taught to always have a backup plan. So as an athlete growing up, like don't get me wrong, like sports is my life, but I always wanted something else. Like as far as like even when I was getting ready to start to train for the Olympics.
Okay.
Outside of either doing that, my next goal is to open up a zoo because I want to work with wildlife animals.
All right. I like that. That's what's up. I don't hear that. I have never. I've been doing, man, I think I've lost the count of years, and it hasn't been no more than 3 or 4 on my own, I want to say. But as many interviews as I've done on the radio station and before with the podcast, the being in the camera kind of career, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or like the spotlight aspect of life.
Right. And the good thing about you wanting to be with wildlife, you actually are in the spotlight without even having to really do too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I say that as like you're not competing with anybody, all you're doing is helping and supporting.
Yeah, improving the world, looking after different aspects of life.
Exactly. Is it, so for the zoo that you want to open, do you want to do like something with aquatic as well, something with just...
So what I plan to do is I want to open up a nocturnal zoo.
Oh.
And not just in the States, I want to take it out the country because...
Big moves.
Outside of that, like, I've noticed, like, I'm obsessed with animals, but there's so many different species out there that you only can find at nighttime, or there's some that are damn near extinct or rare.
Okay.
That you can't find it. So what I want to do is, the reason why I want to open up a zoo is so I want to have all different rare species. Because you can go to any zoo, you see the same type of animals, same type
monkeys,
of cats.
tigers, lions, oh my.
But you're saying you don't go somewhere where you see the world's tiniest cat that you can't find, that's only like maybe 10 left in the world. Or a specific lizard that you only can find with a UV ray, like at certain parts, you know.
No, you're right. And you're correct, because I'm one of those people that when I hear about something like that, I want to go see it now. Yeah. You know, like I'm one of those people, I keep hearing about that haunted house that keeps you for what, like a day or two, and if you survive a day, you get like $20,000, I think. I don't know what it was or something like that. And I'm like, it's just a haunted house. You know, now if it was an escape room, probably not, because at that point, you know.
Yeah, that's a little bit more challenging.
I ain't really.
Gotta be prepared to.
Yeah, I got people trying to. You know what I mean, right? Somebody might really try to kill me, and I might really not escape at the end. It might be one of those movies I'm gonna be in later on in life. I won't be here to watch it. You know, so, but not to say it like, you know, I disagree with it. It's just it's a different aspect on my end. I wouldn't go that route. You know.
Yeah.
Most people, they're okay with comfortability is what I should say.
Yeah.
And certain aspects of your life, you should be okay with comfortability, but I think growth is the only thing you should not be uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
I think you should be very comfortable with growing and understanding that you're going to grow every single day. Because that saying is true. You learn something new every day. I have definitely learned something new every single day of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I come from a place where it was hard for me to work on a team. I didn't understand that just because they didn't do it the way I wanted it to be done, it couldn't be done, right?
Okay.
And of course, over the years, I've learned that. Now it's more of I'm definitely a team player now. Like, I mean, I got kids. I got to be a team player, right? But I wish, like that old saying, I wish I knew then what I know now. You know what I mean?
I kind of learned it in 3 different ways, though, to be honest. Because I won't say I wasn't always like a team player. Because in figure skating, unless you're doing para skating or synchronized skating, that is an individualized sport.
True.
And then you have track where the only aspect that I played a team was on the relay team. I was a hurdler.
Okay.
So there is no exact team. It's just who, you know, your teammates respect each other, but you also use each other as competition to push each other further in the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I have Hapkido, which is a Korean martial arts where it's different aspects that you play a team, but then you're also learning how to defend yourself, but you're also learning how to be your own individual in the world.
Okay.
So
I like that.
It's like over time, like the deeper I got into the sports, I created my own version of being a team player. Because in certain parts, especially like the further you get in figure skating, the further you get in Hapkido, you kind of end up being alone as you go up the rank in that sense.
Yeah, I've heard you had. I mean, and I've seen some experience with myself with it, but one tendency I've seen is you have to look for your teammates' weaknesses.
Yeah.
But not in a way to use it against them, but in
But
a
to
way of
better each
saying,
other, yeah.
right, to help each other out. You know, for example, like with track, if you knew you were better, I always get them mixed up, so I'm not even going to try to do that. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not even going to do it. But let's say in track, if you were in a certain race, you know, if you know that you're better in that, on that length of race that you're doing versus your teammate, you like, hey, look, you know, let me get this one because y'all know I'm going to win. You know,
Yeah.
you know I'm going to get it. You know I got it.
That's kind of like the relay team, though, to be honest. That's how
There
we're
you
placed,
go.
though. The first, second, third, like, we're all placed in a specific reason because we either pull the team a certain way or that certain millisecond of time we need,
Is
that
right
person
there.
needs to be right there to do it.
And it's the last one is the anchor, correct? That's,
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
See, I know a little bit. I'm not going, you know, I ain't gonna say I know everything, but I know enough to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
But look at how well that machine works. When you all are synchronized together.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know,
100%.
100%.
You can shave off a couple of seconds off of that, which plays a big part in track. Even though
There
it
you
sounds
go.
like little to somebody who doesn't do it. But for us, it's like, that's a whole...
There you go. Now imagine the first person that goes out gets to arguing because they want to be the anchor. And now the anchor have now switched places with the first person that shoots out. How well do you think that machine is going to work?
Not so good. And honestly, a lot of times if you don't listen to your team players, you learn the hard way.
Thank you. That's what I like to hear. And the reason why I keep talking so big on teamwork is because I've been so irritated with the world and society right now. I'm so over this, you know, men don't need women and women don't need men. I'm tired of it because at the end of the day, we're here for balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody just really wants to attack each other, but they got to realize, like, this is a team sport, right?
Yeah.
This is a team effort. Do you think, you know, I just had to throw this little scenario out here. Do you think if you were to put the girls versus boys in it doesn't matter what game against each other, do you think anybody will win that game?
Not exactly, to be honest. Only because that's more, I feel like in a sense that's kind of turned into like a sexist thing of like who's better than who.
Thank you.
Rather than at the end of the day, because don't get me wrong, I do believe in equality. And I do believe we all can try different things, just who's going to succeed at the end of the day. It shouldn't
Right.
it shouldn't have a gender placed on who's going to be successful.
Thank you. And that's why it's a trick question. That's why I asked it, but you answered it perfectly fine. I asked that because I need people to understand that regardless of you separating them and you putting them together, nobody's winning in that. You know, it's kind of like that old saying, when a family feuds, nobody wins,
Yeah.
right? However, though, when you get to be pairing off in teams and you got, you know, a good amount on each side, now you got a fair battle. Now you got a fair game. Now it's going to be not only interesting but fun. You know, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to grow a lot. And you got a good group of people around you to help you get there, you know? I say that whether it's a relationship, it's a friendship, it's a partnership, whatever the case may be, I'm not going to come. Oh, I didn't even know that happened. I'm so sorry. I'm never going to come up to someone and say, oh, because I'm a man, I can do this better than you.
Yeah.
You know that? Because the reason why I'll never do that is because there could be a woman somewhere in this world. Don't know where, because remember, women outnumber us about 3 or 4 to 1, right? So it's you know? So there could be a woman somewhere out there in that world that can do it better than me. You know what I mean? Like in relationships, people talk about the finances part. Like sometimes people are with ones and they'll give the woman all the money to take care of bills because she's more responsible.
Yeah.
They're not giving her the money because they're being the tricks. They're giving her the money because they know at the end of the day she's going to get shit done.
Exactly.
Bills will be paid. I ain't got to worry about nothing. But what I'm just over is like, well, I can do this better than you, or I can do this and you need me to do this. Like, okay, well, even though they need you to do this, you need them for this as well, right? If we erased one of them off the planet, the other one wouldn't survive for too long. It doesn't matter which one you do. The other one won't survive for too long. 60, 70 years max, everybody done. There's no more humans. We all done for. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's something that I guess social media. I've been seeing it a lot. I've been trying to get back into the point of being more creative with like TikToks and content and posting and, you know, flyers, all of that good stuff. And when you kind of look into doing the research, it's just people are so trash towards each other.
They became complacent over time, and people lost sight of like how exactly you should live life and what you should do, or how you should go about things.
Man, it's
changed. Like, I feel like even after the pandemic is done. You know, like as far as our aspect of the world specifically being shut down and recovering financially. But I feel like a lot of people, a good percentage of people, are still living stuck in that. So they lost sight of what it's like to work with other people. It's lost sight of it's like the hatred that once kind of was buried to a certain extent. it's been uplifting. It's okay now.
Yeah.
So people are just like, oh, why would I need you to do something, or why would I have to do this to get this? Why would I have to do this to get here? And it's just like in a sense, regardless whether you like it or not, we all need each other.
I swear. So the thing about that is, we all need each other in different ways, in different shapes and forms, right? Women are here to nurture, men are here to provide and protect. One thing I don't like are gender roles. So, in my home, I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I know how to do all of that, all of those good things by myself. Does that mean I'm going to sit back and let her do everything? No, because that's not fair to her, right? That's not fair for me to just say, well, I got to go to work, you do this since I got to go to work. No, that's not fair, because at the end of the day, whether or not we were together or not, I still have to have clean clothes. I still got to eat.
Yeah,
I still got to know how. You know what I mean? I still got to clean up. So I'm not opposed to the fact that I have to learn how to take care of myself. So when I hear a lot of these men are saying that they want these women because they want somebody to cook for them and clean for them, and it's like, so who doing it for you now? Because are you just buying new clothes every single time you got to go out? Are you just eating fast food every single day of your life? Like, are you not able to make a basic meal? Because chicken is, believe it or not, people think it's hard to make, but it's fairly easy,
It's a universal thing to cook.
If you're looking for something simple to cook, spaghetti, Alfredo, it's simple things you can really make. So I just think as adults especially, if you don't know it, at least just try to look into it, try to learn. Nothing is wrong with learning things. You're not going to be, what is his name, Chef Ramsay? You're not going to be Chef Ramsay the first day you get in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Put in work to get there.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is about sports. Everything is about work. Everything is about progress, growth, the effort you put in. It's not, nothing is handed to you. It's earned.
Yeah.
But some people seem to think that it's all handed down from a tree. You just grab it and, here you go. I got one for you too. And that's not the case. Hard work really does pay off. I don't know if you ever seen that image. It says the road to success, what people think it is, and it's a straight road. And then it shows what it actually is with a bunch of curves and a bunch of things in between, roadblocks, you know what I mean? And that's really what it is in life. When you want to grow as a person and be a better person, if it's an easy road, if it's an easy way out, don't take it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be worth it. You know what I mean? Nothing worth having comes easy, and nothing that's easy is worth having. I hope I didn't butcher that.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. Like, don't start something unless you're willing to commit to it.
Yeah.
That's probably why I waited to commit to the Olympics. Saying like I was going through different phases. I was young in my 20s too. I thought having fun. Went to school out of state, came back.
Okay.
So
Where'd you go to school at?
I started at Tuskegee University, which is HBCU.
Okay.
And then
shout out to that.
I was usually there. I know, right? Yep. I was there. I was usually there to do corporate law. Then I moved back. For some reason, I was always intrigued by it, like growing up. Like I actually like the art of law, but then really like getting to know people at an earlier site. Like I remember one lawyer told me though, that what stuck out with me, which made me think harder into what I really wanted to do, because she told me she was just like a lot of people pick a career, but then halfway into it, don't even like what they decided to do.
Yeah, they want to give up on it.
And it made me think. Like, when I got there, I'm like, okay, what do I really want to do? Because I still want 10, 15 years online, 20 years online. I want to wake up enjoying my job.
I get it. So, funny story. That's so funny you said that. I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. It had to be 9. And I had, same by you, intrigued by all the law shows. I wanted to be a corporate lawyer, right? And my stepdad at the time, when we talked about it, he sat me down for about maybe 2 to 4 hours. We talked about everything. So, behold, and this was at the time before where there weren't that many grants available, right? So we not thinking about, grants and stuff. So he's telling me that, showing me all the numbers, all the loans I'd have to get out, how long I'd be in school for. Basically, I would have benefited from being a lawyer at the age of about 43 to 45. Right? Sheesh. I'm 32 now. Well, I'm about to be 32 in June. So that would mean I still would have had 13 years to go before I start reaping the benefits of something I started 13 years ago, So I'm like, when he broke it all down to me about the numbers and how much it would cost me and how much debt I would be in, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'll find something different. You know what I mean? I'll find something different. I like the debate, but that's just I couldn't afford that. Of course, growing up, if I would have stayed on that and seeing all of the grants and stuff available, I would have been head first into it. But you live and you learn. But I chose a different career path as well. That's pretty funny. But I definitely thought I would be great in the courtroom.
Yeah, I had my mind dead set. But what I really realized, but it really sunk in, I like animals more, though, to be honest. That's why I changed it. But Tuskegee University only has a veterinary science program. Now, what people don't know about zoology is you can only find like maybe 6 or 7 universities that actually have the actual physical major.
Dang. I never knew that.
Yep, I went home to regroup.
See, you learn something new every day. I told y'all. Y'all don't believe me. No, I'm just playing. So, a quick question, though, because a whole with the zoo thing, what would be your favorite animal? Or would you have one?
I do actually have a specific, well, I have two.
Okay.
So one is a cheetah. That's my spirit animal.
Okay.
And that's also what draws me connected to track outside of Gil Devers, who's my like idol.
Okay.
And then it's also alligators and crocodiles. I'm obsessed.
See you later, crocodile, after a wild crocodile. Or wait, see you later, alligator and a wild crocodile. Sorry, I said that wrong.
I got to feed my first crocodile at 14 in South Africa. I went to a crocodile farm in South Africa.
Hey, you've been around the world too. That's pretty dope. I want to travel more, I really
it
plan on trying to do
changed my
that.
mindset on the U.S. though, to be honest. Yeah. Especially go at such a young age, you realize how rich people are in like culture and people and like interactions compared to like you come out here and our interaction is buy me an iPad. Now I'm your friend. That's it's completely different.
That's completely exactly different. Why I think I don't want to hurt my feelings so much going out there. Seeing how well connected they are. And then coming back to seeing where here everybody's ready to step on each other's necks.
Well, to be honest, I will say that it didn't hurt my feelings. If anything, it did. I did get emotional. Don't get me wrong, because it was so pure to feel such a welcoming energy. And it wasn't forced behind you having to buy me something.
Yeah.
So I would say it was more so overwhelming feeling.
Nice.
But it did change my mind. Like I did look at the world completely different. Because like dang, like even I have moments where I'm like I'm being a brat over something that I could have easily just been like let it go.
Yeah.
But if anything matured my mind. But it's not really heartbreaking. But it helps you grow. Like what you were talking about earlier. Like it pushes you to grow. It makes you a little uncomfortable. But it's the more intrigued to come like why am I embracing it so much?
Yeah, growth is always uncomfortable. That's okay. Growth is always uncomfortable. I learned that the hard way. Now when I'm uncomfortable, that's how I know it's a good thing. It's a good sign. You know what I mean? When I have questions, when I have doubts, I know it's a good sign. You know what I mean? So I'm not even mad about that. So, and one thing I will say to you is accountability looks great on you. I will tell you that for sure. Accountability looks great on you.
It's taking me some milestones to get here.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a journey, right?
It is because a lot of people. I feel like even my good friend Kim tells me about, like the reason why I even been speaking on my story is because a lot of people don't speak on what you go through after you get injured at that time. Like you've been doing sports your entire life. Like I went through a lot of different things, different phases of myself, friends, family. I had to find my way back to even just to realize like why it took me so long to even let go of that idea of me wanting to be in the Olympics. Even with me sitting down finally watching it in the pandemic because I was training for the 2020 Olympics.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it aired on TV in 2021. That whole week was probably like one of the emotional weeks of my life because I was just like,
it meant a lot to you.
Yeah, because you have to think too. Like I was changing my diet, wasn't about to smoke, have fun, nothing. And literally, my coach holds the 200-meter world record.
Wow.
So literally, me coming to her was like, when I sit down and have this conversation, there's nothing coming behind it. I'm focused on what we need to do.
Okay.
And so it's just like it took a lot to even get there because that's specifically where I saw everything going. So when that changed, it was just kind of like,
what's going on?
Being a kid that's been doing sports since she was 3 years old and in school and acting, and then you take away like the main base of life, it was just kind of like, how do you go? Where do you go from here? Yeah, and so
how long has it been since your injury, if you don't mind me asking?
I got injured at 24. I'm 34 now, so it's been about 10 years altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, and so in between there, it took me about almost 3 years altogether to like fully recover from the injury itself because I dislocated my hip in a fire car pull-up accident.
I'm sorry.
And I even had doctors.
I'm glad you walked away with your life, though.
No, yeah, by the grace of God, like I'm grateful for that. You know, saying like I will forever to this day be grateful that I had my life. It just the one thing I lost was like the thing leading, like my main motivational life. So it was hard to bounce back from.
No, I get it. It can put you in a really dark space. You know what I mean? A really dark space. And people don't understand how hard it takes to climb out of that dark space. You know what I mean? Like, it's a journey.
Because every time I thought I was like, I'm happy, I'm good, and I'm like, nope.
You know what I mean?
There,
It's like you get a taste of it, and you was like, oh, that's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's not what I thought it was. You know what I mean? So I definitely get it. One thing I'll say is congratulations. I'm very proud. I'm very happy to say and hear, you say that you climbed out of that dark place, you gotten back on your feet, you got, taking care of your mental, it sounds like, but I definitely can see how something you've done for 24, well, you started at 6, correct?
I started technically at 3 years old. 3 years old, but competitively altogether between 5 and 6, because Keto was at 5, Figure skating and track was at 6.
Okay, there you go. I did hear 3 years old earlier. So imagine for 21 years of your life you're doing something, and then after that, after all of a sudden it's done. You know, there's no more of it. That is a very hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean? A very hard pill to swallow. So I couldn't relate to that specifically, right? I mean, my brother passed away when I was 20.
Okay.
That's the closest thing I can get to you, right? Is I had him every day of my life for 20 years, and then he just vanished. But even that, you know, even to this day, I still deal with the damages from that.
Outside of my mom, my biggest supporter was my great-grandfather, and he passed away right before my senior year of high school. So, my whole, continuation of, college track and all that, it was just his spirit was there, but, his physical being wasn't, there. Yeah. So it was just I can understand that too, because it was I had certain aspects that got ripped to me early. So my 20s was kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, sure. Let me tell you something. I can't recall exactly everything that happened from 19 to 20. Well, from 20 to 23. It's a lot that that I can't really recall. And when I say this, because we went out drinking a lot, but we wasn't the type to go to the club and drink. We may have went every once in a while, but the club, we wouldn't get drunk or black out there. Yeah. We'd always drink it if we were at a friend's house having a party or we were at home having a party, right? We'd always drink a lot. And then I worked 2 to 3 jobs. So on top of working, I'm partying, so I'm just
you're just on go.
Yeah, so from 20 to 23, I just can tell you that I can tell you where I worked at. That's one thing I can tell you is where I worked at and what I did there. But anything else, man, I was just blacked out from it. I didn't know how to really take the pain of losing my brother.
Yeah.
And working was the only thing I knew how to do. And the alcohol, it took the pain away.
Yeah, it numbs the pain.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was. But I had my first kid at 24, and I had to kind of,
That's when everything.
Yeah, I kind of had to, work on my mental. That's what started this little mental journey of all of mine. Is my son, surprisingly. I kid you not, man. My son has saved my life, and I'm pretty sure I've shared this story with people before on the show. If not, you'll hear it today. In 2017, my son was probably 5 months old. I only had that one kid at the time, and I was ready to end it all. It was just a lot in life going on, and I was just over it all. So my whole thing was I'm going to grab my son for one more night. In the morning time, everybody will get the news. His mom, her cousin stayed with me at the time. So, of course, he would have been at the house to see it. He would have known. He would have reached out to people. So they would have known. That was my whole thought process. I had it all planned out. When they came to pick up my son that night, as soon as I gave him up, he just started wailing. He was tripping out.
He knew your energy.
And I swear. Yeah. So he went from passed around to a couple arms, and he still wasn't until he got back to me, and he just got quiet. Immediately got quiet. So when I tried to get him back to his mom again, he started tripping again. And in my mind, I was like, oh, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. So I'm like, no, it's okay. He can stay for the night. You know what I mean? He can stay for the night. He good. I'll bring him home in the morning before I go to work. And then the next day, I took him home. I took my firearm and took it to the pawn shop and went to work. You know what I mean? But that little experience was crazy to me to see that when you talk about spiritually, my son just had that feeling that knew that he needed me to know I needed him.
I'm like that in my family. I'm the energy ball because my mom went through, I feel like she had a lot of growing up too. She had me when she was 22.
Okay.
But she went through a lot postpartum with my sisters and things. My mom and her and my stepdad's relationship wasn't the greatest. She went through a lot, but I'm the only one that was old enough to really remember
Understand,
it. But energy-wise, I'm always that one.
You can feel it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I know my mom couldn't explain to me till later, but I helped her through a lot of stuff. That you were saying, because I'm naturally sensitive to energy. Yeah. No matter where I'm at, I could walk into a room and
it'll light up.
Either light up, or you could tell I'm analyzing everything I'm feeling. But the fact of you're saying it just does so much. Energy is such a pure thing.
Yeah, people don't really believe in that, and I tell them all the time that is the first language I speak.
Yeah.
I can tell how you feel, how you operate, whatever it may be. I can feel. Exactly. your energy towards me. And don't get me wrong though, because of the type of people we are, most people, they actually, they more so gravitate towards us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Than away from us. I didn't even pay attention to the time. I forgot that I'm sorry, you guys. It's my fault, and I came in late today. It was my fault. I got pulled over, and I got a ticket, y'all. I got a freaking speeding ticket. So before I even do anything else, because I do want you to get some of your plugins, I want to give you a few minutes first to talk about, you have a brunch coming up Sunday.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about that for a second, and then after that, we'll get you to get your plugins for your ads and how people can reach out to you, stuff like that, okay?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
So this coming Sunday, March 10th, we have, so I don't know if you guys know of a seafood restaurant called C3 Seafood Cajun Crawfish Boil. It's off of Sahara in Decatur. I'm a part of a Tina Turner show. My friend Kim Matthews, she plays Tina. I'm one of her dancers on the show. We pretty much take you through a whole story of Tina Turner's life. It's fun. It's a very interactive show. We come out in the crowd and we dance with you. She sings with you. She pulls us up. We do a bunch of different things. Like, you'll get a little feel of young Tina Turner to older Tina Turner. You pretty much relive her life in the purest moment of, like, one of the best legends on the planet. But it's this Sunday, doors open up at 12 and we perform at 2. So definitely, if you guys are free and want to come out and have some good seafood and enjoy an amazing show, definitely come check us out this Sunday.
Don't forget to check them out. Let them know. You know, I don't know if you guys remember Kim. She was here in January. Or was it? Yeah, it was January.
Yeah,
she was January. She was here in January, and we talked about how she does the Tina Turner show. Remember that? And you know what? I tell her I'm trying. You know, I know it's on Wednesdays and Saturdays, right?
Yeah, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Fridays and Saturdays. That was the issue. Well, Fridays, they won't let me off at all. They said it's a no-go.
Well,
go ahead.
And honestly, I was like, we're doing more events outside like that, more flexible that you'll be able to come to, though. Because this is literally just the beginning. Like, honestly, this Sunday is the first event of, like, many events that we have.
Well, this Sunday, I can probably actually stop by. Because I'm off. Sundays are my only off days now. Oh, by the way, y'all, I didn't tell y'all. I started my other part-time job. I'll tell y'all the name of it later. Shout out to E. Thank you, E, for plugging me in. I appreciate you for putting me in a place of position to win and succeed. Thank you so much. Sorry. So we will connect more about what more you have planned coming up. I will try to do my best to at least stop by Sunday. Okay. I think I should show my support in some way, shape, or form. Also, do you want to give your ads, your Instagram, Facebook, anything like that for people to follow you today?
By all means, why not?
Let's go for it. Go for it.
So my Instagram is I Pearl My Blunts. And so it's a funny story. Well, obviously, you guys know I smoke weed. But it's because I went to school.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yep. And so that nickname came from me rolling a perfect blunt while I was in school. And my friend was like, "You pearled your blunt." I'm like, "What?" And so ever since then, my Instagram name is I Pearl My Blunts. You can find me on Facebook under Constance McCall. My TikTok is the same as my Instagram. I Pearl My Blunts. Perfect. So you can find me on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram.
That's what I like to hear. So what I will do is for y'all, and listen, let me tell y'all something. I got a new desk at home. I got the laptop set up with the extra monitor. I got so much done last night. I got a new logo. I can't wait for y'all to see it. And all that information. But with that being said, I've also went through and I'm updating all the pages right now too. So I will also have this information to you guys tomorrow, and I guarantee you it will be on there tomorrow. I had to change the name of the page from the business back to the show. My fault. Anyway. I thank you so much for coming out and talking to me.
Well, thank you.
I
appreciate it.
Of course. Now, we didn't get enough time, so we can always reschedule another invite, whenever you're available. Also, so y'all don't think I forgot, I do want to say Happy Women's History Month. I know it's March. It's my first show of the month. I got to shout that out anyway. Let y'all know I know.
Women power. Woo.
You know what I mean? I know. Other than that, be looking out for me next week. I do have Coach Amber J. She is a life coach. She'll be coming in to talk with us on the 13th. Of March. That's next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Y'all know where you can find me. It's Marquan Thomas on Facebook, or Quan Facebook Jail Thomas, because I'm in Facebook jail so much. Twitter and Instagram is Juss Quanni, and it's Juss, Juss Quanni, or Quanni702. Don't forget you can find me on TikTok at Juss Quanni23. I have been posting a few more videos there too. I think I'm finna start doing some pranks, y'all, but we'll get there. Anyways, thank you so much for our guest for coming out with us today. I'm sure you guys will see her again one of these days. We're gonna make it happen. Y'all know me. I do my best to support and reach out. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again next week. Peace, love, and hair grease. I catch y'all next week on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Boom.